Theresa May faces a no-confidence vote which could weaken the UK's Brexit negotiating hand. There are concerns from some members of the Conservative Party that meddling Brussels bureaucrats could take advantage of a no-confidence vote to push for a worse Brexit deal. The PM's allies fear a vote on party leadership could see her remain in power but in a severely weakened position for negotiations. One May supporter said anything now would be the worst of both worlds, should fight and win but end up weaker. Both Boris Johnson and Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson are considering leadership bids, according to reports. The Foreign Secretary is said to be concerned over the direction of travel with Brexit amid fears the UK could be shackled to Brussels for much longer in a transition deal. A Brexit supporter said a challenge to Mrs May could come in weeks before the local elections, which many in the party expect to be a disaster for the Conservatives. The news comes after a briefing that Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of the 1922 committee, which represents Conservative MPs, is only a few letters short of the 48 needed from MPs under party rules for a no-confidence vote in Mrs May to trigger a leadership election. A cabinet minister told The Express things are very unsettled and Boris sees an opportunity. Friday, December 8, 2017. Here is the 15-page Brexit deal in full. Cabinet disobedience has been rife over the past week, with ministers speaking out to give their own personal opinions on Brexit rather than following instructions from Downing Street. In a speech to the World Economic Forum, Mr. Hammond said, "We're taking two completely interconnected and aligned economies with high levels of trade and selectively moving them, hopefully very modestly, apart." Brexiteers reacted angrily to his speech after it appeared to suggest he was still pushing for a soft Brexit. Jacob Rees-Mogg hit out at the government's approach to negotiations and in a speech claimed Mr. Hammond is treating Brexit like management of decline. He said the British people did not vote for that. They didn't vote for management of decline. If we are timid and cowering and terrified of the future, then our children will judge us in the balance and find us wanting. Meanwhile, Mark Pritchard, who backed Mrs May after she put her name forward to be Conservative leader in 2016, hit out at the government for ignoring the views of ordinary MPs. Boris Johnson is said to be one of those lining up a leadership bid. Philip Hammond publicly admitted yesterday he was still hoping for a soft Brexit, angrily said there was a growing frustration that Number 10 is not plugged into the views and opinions of many backbench MPs or even interested. The MP added her leadership style was a big mistake. Last night, Shadow Brexit Secretary Sir Keir Starmer gloated at the state of the Conservative Party and the negotiations with Brussels. He said, "The truth is that Tory infighting is now the single biggest threat to a Brexit deal that works for Britain."